All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up the show, dude.
All right, good. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So anyway, we had a very interesting show tonight.
Yeah, it was.
We had our Johnny Lightfoot on tonight, which, you were very happy to have. And then we had a very unexpected dissertation from Desi Rex.
Desi Rex, interview of the millennium.
It was. I don't think I've ever encountered anything like that.
Do we even call that an interview?
No. I asked one question, and it just went on from there. And he never even did answer my question.
Oh, didn't you like how I kept coming back to, and that's how I got to...
Yeah, and that's how you moved to Salt Lake City. No. We're only in 1983 right now.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you about that dress, though. What the hell?
This guy started his story back in the 60s, worked his way through the 70s, got into the early 80s.
Yeah. Then fell back to the 40s with fucking Mick and Keith.
Yeah. Wow.
He was great. I don't care what the chat room says. That might have been my favorite interview of all time.
That was just bizarre.
Was you enjoyed it though, didn't you?
Yeah, it was. It's like I don't think I've ever encountered anyone. Now, see, Michael Butler thinks he does stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
This guy does stream of consciousness.
That guy does stream of I bet you he's still talking to his phone.
Yeah.
Probably is. I bet he talks in his sleep.
Spelled out Mississippi and then hung up.
Yeah, or half of Mississippi.
Then out.
Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. We will have him back on.
Yeah.
So fans, fuck you. I'm telling you now, I enjoyed Desi Rex to the upteenth level.
Right.
So he will be back.
Well, let's start back at 1983. That's where you left off, Desi.
So good.
We've got 32 more years to cover, so let's get
How many shows do you think it'd take before he runs out of stories?
4 years. Four shows at least.
I think 4 years every show. Too great. I loved him.
I never ever encountered anybody who could drop so many names into every little thing.
I know he made Chip seem like an amateur.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy was referencing Errol Flynn and the New York Dolls.
Yeah, but speaking of that, and Chip, Desi is from the Chicago area, and so is Chip.
Wow.
And both of them tell stories almost identically.
I know. Well, they said they were in a band together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. But
it called Chip Chocolate or whatever?
Yeah, he called himself Chip Chocolate.
Chip Chocolate.
But the fact that Chip does the same thing, he throws in a bunch of names.
Sure, but Chip doesn't talk for 14 hours. Chip comes to the end.
Yeah, well, that's because he's got to fire up another smoke.
Yeah, that's true, too.
He's got to fire up another reefer, man.
That's right.
But Desi, Jesus.
Loved him.
Yeah.
We learned everything there was to know, and we still got 35 more years to cover.
Yeah.
Love Desi. Desi's welcome back anytime.
We heard about Dio. We heard about Prince. We heard about Black Sabbath. We heard about,
Van Halen
and David Lee Roth and Errol Flynn and
David Lee Roth's dad.
God damn.
Bunch of I liked what he said. I liked what he said about that Janet chick. And I said, "Oh yeah, Janet." He's like, "Oh, she's dead." I was like, "Oh, it must be a different one."
Right. Then he never said what happened to Phyllis.
No, well, I don't know. Well, we cut him off.
I know. Well, no, he just jumped from, Phyllis and I were dating, but we never had sex or anything. And I was trying to get a line in there.
Yeah.
I was going to say, so Phyllis was the one who originally said, "Kiss me where it stinks," and you drove her to Gary.
Dude, I was trying all through there to get one-liners, and I couldn't get them in. He never took a breath.
Right.
I've never seen anything where the guy literally didn't even do where we could throw a line in. He was the best.
And the thing is no matter who I threw in there, he would just branch off onto that.
He just was going.
Yeah. Oh, well, that'll be interesting.
Yep. I'm going to listen to that again tomorrow and just smile.
Yeah. I like the fact that your new friend Johnny was texting and apologizing.
It's all right. Will you really go to the Air Supply show?
If he invited me, hell yeah, I'd go.
Oh, I'm going to make sure that happens.
Sure, I'll go. Why
Nothing's going to make me happier.
I will go as long as I can go back and get some pictures and shake hands and report it back to the show. I do it just for the show.
Nothing will make me happier than a picture of you with the guys from Air Supply.
Yeah.
That will make me happy.
Just as long as one of them doesn't grab my ass. Because I was going to go there with that line of questioning.
I know. Well, here I am. I cut him off thinking, well, that way we can get Desi on. Can you imagine if I hadn't cut off, if I hadn't tried to work that? We might still be talking to Desi.
Man.
And unlike Desi, I thought that Johnny did a great interview. Didn't you?
He did. He did. Well, I did say, that guys like him always are forthright and they tell everything there is to tell.
Yeah, and we certainly didn't softball him.
Mm-mm.
We hit him with some pretty hard stuff.
And I was going to go with the whole, sexual orientation proclivity of these guys.
Yeah. I was going to ask him that one too. I actually, if you didn't, I was going to.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to work it in there and, get a good opening to where that would just be appropriate to ask, but I just never got to that.
Never got there. I did like that I asked him about the Time Life thing, though.
Yeah.
That thing is embarrassing.
It is.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, man. Well, we want to thank Johnny Lightfoot as well as Desi Rex for being a part of the show. Also, Steve from New Zealand for his stellar email.
Right.
And, of course, Tim James for...
Line of the year.
Yeah, he had some good calls tonight, and especially the fact that he's bashing Motley Crue.
I love that.
Wow. I don't think, and then remember, we would like to do a contest where you guys or girls, everybody's invited to do your best Vince Neil live impression.
Yeah, we'd like to hear that, and we will have prizes. We'll get mailed out, CMS shirt and some other stuff.
Yeah, so lots of things coming your way, and that's it.
That's it.
All
Next week, a legend in my eyes, probably not in anybody else's, but Carl Agell from COC fame. He was the vocalist that did the Blind record.
Okay.
He is going to be on the show. He has a new band called King Hitter, which kicks ass. If you like COC, you'll like King Hitter. It's the same shit. So he has a new band called King Hitter, and he's also out on tour doing the COC Blind shows where they're playing the Blind album in its entirety. So we will talk to Carl next week.
All right, sounds good.
And that's it.
And then the following week is the opening.
Yep, the following week will be a very long broadcast. Me and you'll have to sit down and figure out exactly what we're doing this week.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out what we want to do and when we'll start the broadcast and what we want to cover. And I'm thinking, again, I don't know what your schedule is over there, but I'm thinking that maybe we'll open up maybe just prior to the Keel performance.
Well, Billy's playing an hour before.
All right. Well, just prior to Billy, and then we'll do the Billy broadcast, and then we'll do the Keel broadcast, and then we can, do the fan people who show up out there and talk to them and get their impression, and and then eventually it'll lead into the normal show.
Right. Yeah, that'll work.
So I think that'll work for us, but that's what I envision. But again, I don't know how you got things or what your intentions are, how you got things set up over there, but
we'll definitely be doing a very on the fly thing.
Right. We'll figure it out, but we got plenty of new equipment to carry us through.
Yeah. We definitely are not going to have a shortage of anything.
Yeah. We'll do it the right way, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to end the show with some Benedictum.
All right, cool.
Have you seen or heard from our good friend the V lately?
Talked to the V this week.
You did?
Times.
Really?
Good.
I've not heard from her since she was out in New York.
You know what? I'll share. She asked me what I wanted in the liner notes
Okay.
of her CD.
Okay.
And I said that I wanted something like, "Thanks, baby, for a great time the other night."
Okay.
She put it in.
Really?
She submitted that to Frontiers.
Wow.
I love it.
Well, she didn't ask me what she wanted from me in the liner notes.
Well, I told her. I said that you wanted to be Ann Guest.
Oh, and guest.
So it's Classic Metal Show Chris and Guest.
Yeah, right. Nice.
Too funny.
Yeah. She's
Now, we're working on the Veronica Freeman solo website.
okay.
So that's why I'm in contact. It's not that she's forgotten you. It's
Oh,
that
I know.
in
I
her
know.
doing
I'm
business.
sure she's got other issues going on,
She always does.
as always.
Always has something going on.
Yeah. Well, I think we ought to leave the show with something spirited, probably something that is probably a fan favorite. I know it's a favorite of yours and mine as well.
All right.
So let's leave them with some Bang.
Sounds good to me.
Love that song. Haven't heard it in a bit, so I'm going to play it.
All right.
All right, we're going to get out of here. We'll be back next Saturday. We'll do this thing all over again. So thanks to everybody who's tuned into the show and hung out in the chat room and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So we're going to leave you with some Benedictum from their Dominion release. And this is Bang. So until next Saturday night, this is Neely along with my very good friend.
Chris Hagan.
And we're gone.
Bye, kitties.